Hello and welcome, fellow 8-bit heroes. Today we are going to jump right into things with our topics for the week. As far as anime is concerned, we have our Cannon Busters review, our Fire Force impressions, our Demon Slayer impressions, a DBZ voice actor scandal, which is what we're going to talk about at some point. As far as games, we have Remnant of the Ashes, Borderlands 3, Greedfall. TV, we got Mindhunters, The Boys, Orphan Black Next Chapter. Movies, we got It Chapter 2, Dave Chappelle, Sticks and Stones. And we also are going to be talking about the idea of casting a Black Magneto. In addition to that, we are going to touch on the Miss Monopoly game and how we feel about that changing the game or just, our general impressions of the new version of Monopoly. So we're going to start it off with anime like we always do with Cannon Busters. Now, for those of you not familiar with Cannon Busters, I'll read the synopsis out for you guys from IMDb, and it says, explore the fantastic land of Gearbolt as we follow a motley crew of travelers on an unforgettable journey to reunite two best friends. Sam is a high-end friendship robot determined to reunite with her best friend, Kelby, the missing heir to the kingdom under siege. Casey Turnbuckle is an outdated, spunky grease monkey repair robot looking for an upgrade. Philly the Kid is a wanted immortal fugitive looking for a chance to shake them. Along for the ride is the greatest swordsman ever known, or never known, and an oversized Cadillac Eldorado that transforms into a sentient giant robot on their own. They're a lost cause. Together, they're the highest or hippest group of travelers in action fantasy.
Is that your phone?
I don't know whose phone that was.
Yeah, I keep hearing something vibrating.
Oh, that's my phone vibrating. I don't know why it's doing that. Besides the idea that it's just trying to piss me off, but to silence everything.
I was just about to text y'all. I was going to text and the thing goes. Like, anybody else hear vibrating?
Just I swear it's not me.
Man, whatever, man. Y'all we're gonna be professional.
I mean, we trying, but you over there vibrating.
Y'all not trying.
Oh,
So anyway, Cannon Busters. All right, y'all.
Yeah.
So looking at Cannon Busters, I mean, what do y'all really think of it? Especially if we're talking about whether it's a skip or a stream.
I'd say it's a stream. You definitely should watch it, but it ain't like groundbreaking or nothing. But it's streamable. I wouldn't say skip it. It's something to at least check out.
I feel like this is what Yo Kyo should have been from the beginning. Like it's pretty good to have the American cast that it does and all that. I don't know. I like it. I think it's a cute anime. I mean,
Okay.
By the way, I would stream it.
All right. If you say Neo Yokio 5 times in the mirror, Jaden Smith will come out and start talking about his hands. Just saying.
You stop that. You stop that now.
I might be all right with that,
You would. You would sit there and just laugh at him the whole time. Be like, tell me more about these hands. What?
You should never be okay with Jaden Smith talking about his hands.
Well, once you look at your hands, you get to know everything. So,
right.
According to him,
yeah,
the universe.
Whatever
secrets.
he smokes, it must be the Bombay. Is all I'm saying.
Nobody got that kind of money to smoke what he smoked.
Nah, not even a little bit. But I mean, I like the anime. I actually, in the beginning, if it was like the first couple episodes, I would have said that it's a skip. Because certain characters are just they're they're kind of irritating, especially when we have to deal with the stuff happening in Boudica, dealing with Prince
Mhm.
Kelby. Prince Kelby might
Uh,
be one of the most irritating characters in the history of anime.
Yeah.
wait. On in general,
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's pretty up there.
I put him the most annoying on this anime right here. I don't even know what tier list to put him in all animes, but I know this. They could have his character could have not even been in the show, and I wouldn't even care.
This is true. Yeah, he's
Honestly.
I don't know if he's the most annoying in anime. Period. Honestly, but he is
I
quite
mean,
irritating in the show.
yeah, he just seemed pointless, and it's weird the way they wrote it. It's a lot of characters on here. Like I said, I think I like other characters more than I supposed to like certain characters, and then like that prince you were just talking about. It was a scene like it seemed like bad, right? It's weird. It seemed like they ain't rewrite it a couple times, but it's like a one scene. If I can talk about spoilers, like just for this scene right here, it was where I think what was it? The bodyguard was telling them they had to do
Thor.
something. I think the prince was complaining or something, and he was like, "You got to do this and
Oh,
that." And he's just
Odin
like,
bodyguard.
and he was just like,
Odin,
"Okay."
right?
Like, yeah, he just changed right there. He's like, "Okay," and then he gave the bodyguard like some command. I was like, "That's weird." Like, I don't know. Like, it's like he gave him a pep talk, and it completely changed him right on the spot right there. And then he was like, "Oh." Arrogant with his, with his commands or something. I don't. It's just weird. It's stuff I have to be watching live to explain it to you. I have to watch it again.
I
It's like,
understand what you're talking about. That one where he's like, I want to rest. I'm tired. I want to go in there, and he's like, Look, kid, like this place has been taken over. So what in the world? And he's like, Well, I want to rest anyway. And he was being a little brat, and it's weird because he's supposed to be a crown prince, like the next heir to the throne. And the sad part is, I like the villain more than I like him.
I think
I'd
the
probably.
villain. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I would say the villain to me. This is like one of the. I don't think that villain is like well wrote out either. Like he's somebody else I didn't care for. That I don't even know nothing about him. I still don't. I watched the whole thing. Still really don't know nothing about him. I was just like, okay, and that was it. I don't know. He showed up, said some stuff, and then it went off, and nothing happened with him.
You find out more as you watch about him and who he is and why he's doing what he's doing.
Even then, it's
But
still kind of weak.
Yeah, it is. It's super weak. Like I watched it all. It's just it. I don't know. It's like the worst. I think the worst
well,
villain,
he's
and it ain't
not
even
really
because
a
he's
villain.
well. He might be
Like,
some complicated character, but it's. I'm just saying you don't feel if you watch it and you ever had to put him on some tier list, he won't be on no tier list at all. He gonna be not thought about. It's just he's. I think he wouldn't even come up in your mind. Like I was watching, I was like, is anything gonna happen with him at all? And nothing. Like it's weird the way that the show just ended and nothing
well,
happened with him.
he doesn't seem like he's actually the main villain anyway. It seems like he's
A
well,
lackey.
that's a spoiler. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
spoiler too. Never mind. Um,
So,
I'm
Cannon
gonna ruin the
Busters,
whole anime.
final verdict. We all say it's definitely worth a stream. If it came on DVD or Blu-ray, I wouldn't necessarily buy it. I wouldn't need it in the
Nah.
collection, but it is definitely worth a watch.
Yeah, it's more Americanized. Like that's the thing. It's like if you're looking for something more American, less Japanese, I guess that's where to go. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
And if you like certain anime, if you like Cowboy Bebop or you like
He's
Trigun,
got the hair.
or
if you
you know,
like Gundam, if you like Transformers, if you like any anime you think of,
There's a
this
little bit of everything.
it's got a little bit of everything up in there.
Yep. Yep, it sure does.
all right,
But
so
yeah.
that'll do it for Cannon Busters. All right, next thing we got up is Fire Force. So I'm going to read the synopsis for that. From the creator of Soul Eater comes a brand new blazing manga set in a world where humans spontaneously ignite and turn into flaming demon-like creatures, a disease most feared and known by the name human body ignition phenomenon. Enter Shinra Kusakabe, a boy with the ability to ignite at his own will, who joins the Special Fire Force Company 8 of Tokyo to fight the Flame Humans, achieve his goal of becoming a hero, and uncover the truth behind his family's death.
Yeah. I love the story of this anime. Like, I really do. I think that it's got pretty interesting characters. You're genuinely interested in Shinra's life. I also like the little dynamic of him and his crew. I love the little dynamic between him and the night dude, which I guess they went to school together. And it's the more characters join in, it's actually a really rich anime, I think. But it's the same thing. It's a boy that finds his way in the world and all that. So yeah, I really love that anime. I know there's some things that Jacob doesn't particularly love about it.
All right. So, first and foremost, is it a stream? Is it a buy on Blu-ray, or is it a skip for you?
It's definitely not a skip. Like, it should. Everybody should watch this anime. It's pretty freaking good. Buy on Blu-ray. I cannot actually answer that yet. I don't know if that sounds right, but I can't answer that yet because I haven't gotten far enough to say. So far I like it a lot, but I can't tell you to buy it yet.
So it's a stream for you, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Cool. All right. So, as far as Fire Force goes, I really, really enjoy this anime. And the reason that I really enjoy it, I love the opening theme. Really love it. I like the characters, especially even the ones that I don't particularly like. I still like, if that makes any sense. I think Shinra is a great character, and he's kind of a flip on the shonen style of anime, in the idea that there are a lot of tropes that he's able to circumvent. Uh, like the whole trope of, if you accidentally fall into a girl's, breasts or whatever, she's gonna knock you out, and and or your nose is gonna bleed. Like that, the Shinra character doesn't fall into that trope like whatsoever. I like his company 8 is very interesting because none of them are the same, and they all have their unique personalities. So I think that's really cool, and I like the other companies that are in the Fire Force. If I had to, there are a lot of shonen anime that I really don't enjoy, that I really have to kind of force myself to watch and enjoy. I really liked Black Clover in the beginning, but as it went on, it kind of got on my nerves. And there are various other shonen anime that they rub me the wrong way as well. But this one, I think, strikes a really good balance as far as character progression goes. And the main character Shinra doesn't seem like a character that is derivative of other characters, and I really like the creativity there. Things I don't like, though, I'm really starting to get pissed with this whole uh, animation style where when the camera kind of zooms out and it's like a wide shot from far away, all of the characters' faces have no details, just an outline of the face. Like there's no eyes,
No
nose, it's
mouth.
just a blank face, and I cannot stand it. Takes me out of every single episode, and I really hate it. Like the first time I saw it was in Devilman Crybaby, and it just keeps happening, and it is the most irritating thing to come out of the newer generation of anime. But other than that, I mean, like I say, there's so much much to enjoy about this series. So right now, I would say if you were going to buy the first volume, just based on what has how it's been going, I would say it's a buy on Blu-ray for me.
Okay. I mean, the animation can get irritating, and it just comes off as lazy. It does, but as for me, I can just overlook that. I can just be like, it'll stop being like that in a minute. So I know it takes you completely out of the experience, though. You're just like, but yeah, the story is really good.
All right, cool.
Well, we ain't gonna get my opinion on this, huh?
How far are you
we
into
forgot
it?
about Drew.
Well, listen here, I've watched 0 episodes, but from what you said about it earlier, these people catching on fire reminds me of one of my favorite Iron Man movies, Part 3, where the people catch on fire. So I'm automatically going Blu-ray.
No,
Automatic
don't
Blu-ray for me.
Automatic. Don't insult Shinra and his world like that. What's wrong with you?
Right? Don't do that. Don't bring them into the world of fake Mandarin.
Blu-ray. That's it.
Nah, son. Don't do that. Don't do that to Shinra. You don't deserve that. He's a hero, damn it.
He is a hero.
Yeah.
So next up, we have let's see, the anime Demon Slayer, and this one is actually one that I'm really happy to talk about. So I'm going to read the synopsis, and then we'll get into how we feel about that. But like I say, this is just one that I'm really excited to really talk about, and I really didn't want to jump into it too early. So I feel like right now we're at a really good point to talk about it.
AKA, he couldn't wait any longer.
Okay, so Tanjiro Kamado is a kind-hearted and intelligent boy who lives with his family making money by selling charcoal. Everything changes when his family is attacked and slaughtered by demons. Tanjiro and his sister Nezuko are the sole survivors of the incident. Nezuko is now a demon, but still surprisingly shows signs of human emotion and thought. Tanjiro becomes a demon slayer to help his sister turn human again and to prevent the same tragedy that happened to him and his sister from happening to others.
Yep. You want to go first, since
Right,
we both
yes,
love this, but
okay. So, Demon Slayer is quite possibly one of the most beautifully animated series of the last 10 years. It is just gorgeous. Every piece of this anime is so well thought out, so well illustrated and animated on screen. It is completely beautiful from start to finish. And the story complements how beautiful the art is. The way in which you have a character that talks in Tanjiro and then a silent character in Nezuko, and yet their communication can't be more clear when they're interacting with each other is just it's just brilliant. You can tell that they are siblings that have grown up together just based on their interactions. Now, I will warn you, there are moments of comedy in this series, as in most anime of this caliber, but the comedy is great too. Like, it will have you just on the floor laughing. There are some characters that might take it a little too far, a little over the top, but for the most part, they bring it back down when it gets a little too much, when the jokes get to be a little too much, and then they bring it back to the center with the story. But this is an anime that you owe it to yourself to watch. Even if you're not really an anime fan, watching Demon Slayer might change your mind, or at least get you to like this particular series. It is that well done. I would definitely say, regardless of how this ends, it is a buy on Blu-ray.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. When I first started watching it, I was kind of like, I don't know if I didn't really understand where it was going, or it was odd for me the first like 2 episodes. But once it got into, once his story began, it just got better and better and better as the episodes went by. And the fights, oh my God. Like the fights are something, it's an art form. It was almost like watching art. It is truly beautiful. The fight scenes are the best thing. Because, sometimes most animes, they just to make things seem cooler, they blur certain things. There's not enough detail, but with the fights in this anime, everything is so crisp and so detailed. You could pause it at any point in time and it's just be like, wow, this is really well detailed. Which is where I believe the beauty comes from. Because for screen, they put a lot of effort into it. I mean, truly beautiful. I also agree that it is something that you should have on your shelf as a collector. I love the brother and sister story. I mean, he's a true big brother, trying to protect his little sister. And then there's the other characters that are so rich. Like what's the boy's name? With the pig's head? Inosuke?
Yeah, Nosuke.
I love him. Absolutely love him. He is great. And he's probably become one of my favorite characters. Because he is such a hardworking, clueless little fellow. He's trying to figure life out and in this late of a stage, poor baby. But I love him. I like Nezuko because she cared so much about her family that she resisted something that mostly anyone else in the series couldn't. So she's actually really strong female character. I've read some things online that they were talking about how she's muzzled or whatever. It's like, well, yeah, she's trying not to eat you. But no, she's actually a really strong character. And actually, the fact that she's there is the reason that the main character's alive. So, I think that that's pretty cool. Their little dynamic. They didn't make her weak or vulnerable, which is pretty cool. I like that the other Slayers themselves are, you have a wide range of different types of warriors, different types of Slayers. You've got the Slayers that are in it for glory. There are some that, that are just, I don't really know how they got into it. And then you've got the higher ranks that you're just kind of like, huh. And they're so different, every single one. Then you've got the little blonde boy that has to pass out. It's a really rich character development for each and every one of them. So I'm excited to see how this keeps going and everything transpires. But yeah, it's definitely a keep.
All right. So now we got to get into some.
Did Drew ever see
Jacob,
it? Have you seen it?
No.
Yes.
I was waiting so I could ask him real quick. No, I haven't watched it yet. It's some on my back burner. But I was going to say, so it's not a part 2 or a spinoff of Goblin Slayer.
No, there are no goblins in Demon Slayer.
And is it
probably because the Goblin Slayer killed them all?
And then is the season over yet?
No. I think it's at episode 23 or 24. But it's like they seem to be going for the whole 26 episodes for the season on this. So
okay, well it's good. It's near the end. was good as
Mm-hmm.
near the ending because I can binge it. I usually like to binge my anime stuff whenever I can't watch it from week to week. It's too many, so I'd rather just binge
Yeah.
them. So I'll keep up with it, and as soon as it last episode hit, I'll watch them all. They
Yeah,
sound
that's
good.
probably going to be very satisfying considering every time I watch it and there's nothing left, I'm just like, but what happened? I get really, really, really sad. So that's probably the best idea is to binge it as soon as it's done. But yeah, it's a beautiful anime. It is really well written.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next we're going to talk about some silliness, but we got to cover it. So, the English voice actors behind the show Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super have apparently been outed in some basically recorded outtakes where they were basically just, you know, playing around on the mic. And I don't know why, but for whatever reason, these jokes were recorded. And basically, these voice actors are in character as their various characters on the show, making some really inappropriate jokes throughout. And normally, something like this wouldn't be relevant, but because of the scandal already going on at Funimation regarding a voice actor by the name of Vic Mignogna, who voices Broly in the Broly movie, and also he's voiced various
Yeah.
characters over a 30-year career, including Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. A lot of the fans are apparently calling hypocrisy on Funimation for keeping all of these voice actors, but kicking Vic for seemingly nothing, especially in light of there being little to no evidence of any wrongdoing on his part. And I'll just go over a couple of best I can. I'll go over a couple of things that were said in these recording sessions. So Sonny Strait, the actor that is responsible for the voice of Krillin, commenting how hard it is to keep a bee on straight, stating that it's impossible despite how he continues to give her food, give her presents, and give her rings. Sean Schemmel, the voice actor of character Goku, is asking a group to give him
A group
fellatio
sodomy.
until
Yeah.
he climaxes all over their faces. He also is reported as saying things in a very anti-gay way, calling his character's son a F word that is an expletive and an insult to gay people. Rhymes with rabbit.
What the heck, man? What the heck, Jacob?
Also, Chris Rager, the actor behind Hercule, saying that he's not even this gorgeous and using the C word that rhymes with blunt. Then there's Christopher Sabat, who's actually my personal favorite. He is the voice of Vegeta, Kami, Mr. Popo, Piccolo, Yamcha, Guru, and he is performing a 4-minute scene complete with sound effects taken from other episodes of Dragon Ball, in which the 4 characters engage in various sexual acts on one another,
Orgy.
mostly violating Yamcha. This is all from bounding into comics. Okay, so
That's a
what
very
do we,
interesting way of explaining that.
yes. So what do you guys think about this?
Yo, let me go first then because
No.
it was. I thought I didn't. Okay, me personally, I didn't care that they did it. I thought it was funny. I was listening to it and dying laughing because who haven't made these kind of jokes before and stuff like this? It's just the only thing weird about it is that they actually had. When I first ever heard it, I'd hear sound effects in the background that was Dragon Ball Z music and stuff, and I was like, wow, somebody really took time to put this in here. And then I found out that they did it, so it made it even funnier that that's what they be doing on their off time. So I'm laughing at it, but I know that the only reason that, like I said, I don't care either way, and I thought it was funny. But I know a lot of people just want blood because they went after the Broly voice actor guy and got him fired, and I
Yeah.
guess doing some Me Too stuff to him, and then I guess it won't true, and so now people just want blood from them, and they ready to tear down complete all of Dragon Ball Z to just get them for screwing that guy over. So I'm like, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. I don't know. That's up to them. But that whole those videos or those that audio stuff had me dying laughing. I mean that's all I can say.
It was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, sometimes I was kind of like, well, dang, we doing this, huh? But honestly, they could have stood up for the actor that really got screwed over, because somebody didn't like him and they didn't stand up for him, and I think that was really crappy. But at the same time, I don't really like paying people with the same hitting people with the same stick, basically. So I don't know. They just need to apologize to the actor that they really screwed over, which was what was his name? I know him as Edward Elric's voice.
Yeah, Vic Mignogna.
Yeah, they need to apologize to Vic, because Vic was actually a really nice guy. And, if they were talking about he was touching fans, like these fans asked for a hug. I don't know how you hug without actually having some contact, but I mean, the man was a professional. And what they did to him was really crappy. And Funimation really just needs to apologize to him, because that was uncalled for completely. As far as the other actors are concerned, I mean, they were having a good time, and that wasn't supposed to be aired. That was something that was leaked. They were doing this between them. They were having a good time, enjoying their work. So I don't really see what the big deal is. I understand that it is hypocritical that, but honestly, they're not going to fire the whole cast. It's not going to happen. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, personally, if it was just this incident, I don't really care. It, like Drew said, it was funny. Sometimes kind of gross, but funny. But they just, honestly, I think they just needed to make it right with Vic. And
I can see already. I think what they'd do is, because I don't think they'll get rid of anybody. I just see the people, whoever doing that Dragon Ball Z stuff, just giving away a bunch of stuff and doing stuff for fans, like just trying to, I could already imagine like a commercial in my head where you got like the Goku voice, like, "Hey guys, it's me, Goku," and you see him animated doing that, and all of a sudden the screen cuts over to the guy who does his voice, and he's like, whatever his name is," and he'd be like, I just see them talking about how they go give away a bunch of stuff. Like, "Hey, we're giving this away to some homeless people. We're helping because that's what Dragon Ball's all about, saving people." I can just see them doing some commercial like that right now.
Yeah, just don't sodomize the homeless person. You'll be fine, Goku.
Leave Yamcha alone.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, poor Yamcha. He's just getting violated.
Save the Yamchas of the world. It's like, nah. Like I said, I think that was meant to be a private little session between them, just kind of warming up before they started work, and someone just kind of leaked it. So
Gone too far.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that brings us to our gaming section now. So, first game we're going to talk about is a game that we've all been playing extensively. and that's Remnant of the Ashes. So let me go over the synopsis with you guys. The world has been thrown into chaos by an ancient evil from another dimension. Humanity is struggling to survive, but they possess the technology to open portals to other realms and alternate realities. They must travel through these portals to uncover the mystery of where the evil came from, scavenge resources to stay alive, and fight back to carve out a foothold for all mankind to rebuild. Remnant of the Ashes is a third-person survival action shooter set in a post-apocalyptic world overrun by monstrous creatures. As one of the last remnants of humanity, you'll set out alone or alongside up to two other players to face down hordes of deadly enemies and epic bosses, and try to carve a foothold, rebuild, and then retake what was lost. All right. So, who wants to go first?
I feel like the highest ranking one should go first, which is
Yeah. I love the game. That's all I can say. I don't have anything bad to say about it. Like with the game wise, playing it, like the shooting feels good and running around. Uh, Everything's pretty fun. I like fighting the bosses. They can be hard, especially when you like when I first went through the story the first time. You don't really know how you're supposed to beat them or what's going on, and it's like I know me and a few people have played where we would be fighting the first boss. Like when I got to the first boss, and I know we fought him at least like 50 times just trying to get because we were all under leveled and we're trying to fight this boss and he's running at us and charging us, and then you got little pink things blowing us up and making us cough where we can't run, and it was just a big mess. But after we getting frustrated, and like I say, we did this like over 50 times, and then finally we beat it. We was like, we were like all happy, which I love because I missed that from video games. And then we'd go beat it on each other's map, and we'd beat it first try after that. Like once you beat them and you know the mechanics, you good after that. Like it's great. I love it. Like the story, the actual story of it, I couldn't tell you anything. Some tree monster people. That's all I know. So the story is like whatever. I'm just there for the shooting and the fighting and the farming, and I love the way that you can like let's say we fought a boss, you can just kill the boss and you might get a reward from just all y'all shooting him up and kill him. You could also fight that same boss and maybe shoot his legs off before you kill him. You'll get a whole different kind of thing. You could shoot him down and pull something out of his body before you kill him, and you'll get some. You have different speech. What do you call it?
Dialogue options.
Yeah, dialogue options, and depending on how you answer and whatever you say, you can get different things from that. So you have to always keep going. You don't play through this game once. Uh, I got friends who have played through it like 10 times, and they still don't have the stuff they need because they have to go back and do everything a particular way. And I've only beat it once, like my whole story, but I've played it I don't know how many times, just like helping random friends from their beginning to get close to the end. So, like I said, I have fun with it. I'm waiting for the next update. I think is on the 19th. I think they adding in like a new stage and some new armor and maybe a new weapons or boss or something. I'm not sure, but I'm waiting to. I can't wait to play it. I'm ready.
There you go. Me for myself, I enjoyed the game. Basically, the best way I can describe it is Dark Souls with guns, and I really liking it. I'm really proud of this developer, Gunfire Games, because you can definitely see a progression in their confidence in their product, and just their general skill level has definitely increased since their last game. For those of you who don't know, they developed Darksiders 3, which is not a bad game at all. It's actually free on PlayStation Plus this month. So if you have PlayStation Plus and you have not got this game, I would suggest you do so. But as far as Remnant of the Ashes is concerned, the only real complaint I have is that the online sometimes will take a dump straight on you. I mean,
oh yeah,
gone, and you'll be dead in the mission, and then you won't be. But other than that, I mean, that's something that can be patched. But other than that, I mean, The story is it works. It's not like unbearably
Yeah,
just
it's not bad or
tedious.
anything. I just don't know
Not
what's going on.
Destiny.
Yeah, I know, right? It's not Destiny. But
I think
it's
that's
got a
the
pretty good
stick we
story,
measure everything by at this point.
right? It's not vanilla Destiny.
Right.
But it's fun. The story's fun. The characters are pretty fun. The combat is fantastic, and playing with two friends just makes the game that much better. As far as I'm concerned, I would definitely say that this is a buy at full price, which is also great. So
Yeah,
this one came out at what, $40, wasn't it?
$40.
Yep, 39.99 US. So I
And from
mean,
what I heard, that I think all updates will be free, like they did in Monster Hunter. Far as I know, they shouldn't. So this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, seem like they're just throwing a game away at us.
there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I say, for the price and what you're getting, this is a definite buy for me. What do you guys think?
It's a
Yeah,
buy,
I
hundred
mean,
percent.
we should definitely go out and support it.
Yeah. So that more games will do it. Because like I say, they
Mm-hmm.
cheap. They're what, $20 cheaper. And far as I know, like I
Oh
say, you
no.
don't buy any cosmetics. You don't do any of that. And it's like a all right. Where's our little music at while we're waiting?
do 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 do.
Boop 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 boom boom boom.
Yeah. And then you gotta do it faster or whatever until it disappears. Yeah. Oh no.
It's fine. It's not like we're live. This is recording. I'm just gonna edit this part out.
What happened?
His phone died.
Oh, okay.
Man. Hmm. Yeah.
Bye bye. Hello.
Mm?
Dun 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 dun. Just
Hello. Is it me you're looking for?
oh, I just got a phone call from somebody. Who called me? Let me see.
Mm.
Oh, okay. Oh, somehow it said the group that Jacob. I guess Jacob called me from the Hangout just now or something.
Mm. Mm.
All right, you guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, oh crap! I'm an idiot. I was literally about to do the same stupid thing I just did before.
I remember where we were whenever you say we starting again.
Oh, we just ended talking about Remnant of the Ashes. It
Yeah, but I
ended.
was saying we were doing that one last line like about it because I was
Mm-hmm.
I think I was saying the $20 cheaper.
Yeah.
The um crap now my brain and went blank.
Free content, $20 cheaper. You had already said all that.
Yeah, I remember that, but I think I was going to say something because I think Saudi had said before, or either you had said right before that, like,
The
Saudi was saying we
glitches.
definitely need to support them. No. Saudi was saying we
Yeah.
definitely need to support, and I was like, yeah. I said because it'll help. and I started on that thing where I was gonna repeat it over, but actually have it all the other reason why, so that maybe other companies will start doing it, because it's a good model to go by. Like, it's give us everything in the game, and if everything ain't in it, you got to be giving it to us in pieces free. Like, we already paid for it, you know.
Yeah,
Nah.
definitely. Okay. All right. So, next game up is Borderlands 3. And, everybody's been looking forward to this for quite some time. So, let's talk about it. Welcome to Borderlands 3. Blast through new worlds and enemies as one of 4 brand new Vault Hunters, the ultimate treasure-seeking badasses of the Borderlands, each with deep skill trees, abilities, and customization. All right, so for those of you who don't know, Borderlands is a first-person shooter RPG, or what a lot of gamers call a loot shooter, or a looter shooter. So let's start with our thoughts on.
I love Borderlands. Always has. Borderlands is amazing. I like that they keep the same like type of characters, but they make them slightly different every time. Like, no siren is the same, which is what I play. And the stories are always hilarious, but they're always very intricate and fun to play. I don't know, it's just a fun game.
Okay. All right. As far as this one is concerned, I actually like the graphical fidelity. I'm really enjoying the not being held back by the PS3 as far as graphics are concerned, because being held back by the last gen hardware to me definitely held back the pre-sequel as far as what it could have been. Also, just little things in general. I like little quality of life updates and tweaks that have been done between this Borderlands and Borderlands 2 and Borderlands the pre-sequel. Things I do not enjoy about this currently in its current condition. I want to stress that there is a lot of glitches currently, especially online. There's a lot of pop in, a lot of screen tearing, things like that. There's also problems with people on various servers not being able to enjoy the experience without a lot of stuttering, a lot of dropped frames, things like that. One thing that I do wish Gearbox would have been able to implement is a 4-player split screen, similar to Borderlands 1. Currently, you can only get up to 2-player split screen, but you can do 2-player split screen while online. So if you have 2 people in the same room, you can do a split screen with them while playing online with other players. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, I mean, I know it's a good game now, but I know it's going to be even greater, especially when they can patch out a lot of these problems. But we really do need to, as a community of gamers, we really do need to kind of put our foot down when it comes to some of these games being released in a less than working state. As far as my vote goes, I'd say this is a buy. By the hair of its chin, it's a buy, but it's definitely, if you love Borderlands, then there's no reason not to get this game.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's fun. Borderlands has always been fun mainly because I enjoy the looting system. I've always enjoyed looters, so it's probably like the ultimate looter. And I like comic book, and I like that they put both of these things together. The art is always amazing to me. Although in this Borderlands, I don't know if it's the way I have my brightness set up, but I get lost in the fight when there's more than just me in the party. Like, if there is 2 or 3 of us, it's like I get lost in who's fighting who or who's the enemy. So I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just need to fix my brightness or something. And that way I can differentiate from enemy from friend. But yeah, no, I mean, so far I'm loving it. I know that it's been lagging really bad, so. But I'm pretty sure they'll fix that.
Okay. Now, Drew, have you been able to get a chance to play this yet?
No, I've never played any Borderlands ever. I downloaded the free one that it came out. Was it like part 2? But I never
Mhm.
played it. But I know about Borderlands. I know it's a great game. And how long were people waiting for this third one to come out?
Oh my God, I want to say about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I've always just heard good things about it. It's just one of those games that
Hmm.
got past me, and I never got to play.
Yeah.
All right.
The good thing is it's a standalone always, so even if you don't really know about the previous ones, you could always just jump into whichever
Yeah,
one you want, and it'll
well
be a
that's
whole new story.
well that's good. That's a good thing then.
All right. Cool. Okay. So, the next game is actually a personal favorite of mine and something I really want to talk about because I am loving this game. The game I'm talking about is Greedfall by Spiders. If you don't know the developer, I mean, I understand. But for those of us who have been playing a lot of obscure RPGs, these are the same developers behind behind Technomancer, behind Mars Warlogs, I want to say is what it's called. I might be wrong, but same type of game as Technomancer, and this is by far their best game. I mean, just the fact that we're talking about underrated studios really showing their growth and their potential as far as what kind of product they're able to put out. I mean, this is between this and Gunfire with Remnant of the Ashes. Both of these games coming out relatively around the same time is just amazing. So I'll read the synopsis. The world is dying. The continent is polluted, overpopulated, and plagued by a deadly, incurable disease. Its weary population grows desperate. But there is a glimmer of hope on the horizon. An island, remote and hidden, has been discovered. Tier Frede, a land spared by the Malachor plague, a haven of life, wild and untampered by mankind. It is the promise of riches, but also represents the best hope for mankind to find a cure for to the Malachor. On the hunt for the cure, explore a fresh new world alongside settlers, mercenaries, and treasure hunters. You set foot on this remote island seeping with magic. All right. So, talking about Greedfall. Greedfall is what happens when you actually get the role playing part of an RPG. And what I mean by that is your character, Lord Desade, is, fully customizable as far as the look, gender options, skin color, the whole nine, and is very customizable when it comes to the level of skills, what type of skills they can use. You're not hampered into classes. You start out with a class in the beginning, but you're able to use the different skills from all of the other skill trees as you level up and progress. So basically, you can make whatever type of character you want, especially in combat. The combat is a mixture, I'd say, of a Witcher and a Bloodborne style combat. What makes this different from The Witcher is you don't have the counter prompts a la Batman Arkham series that you have in The Witcher. It's more akin to a Bloodborne where you have to really analyze your enemy and time your parries and dodges.
Which I hate the dodges. They suck. Oh my god, they're so bad.
Get good, Scrub.
No. A dodge is supposed to dodge, not step back in either direction. Like, that is.
I think you just
Oh my
defined
God.
a dodge. I'm just saying. I
No,
literally think you just defined what a dodge
just
is.
steps back. That is all they do. There's no rolling. There is barely any distance from when you're trying to dodge. It's like, oh, I'm gonna step back to the side. Like,
Oh Lord.
that's barely any distance. Like, they can just smack you. What is that?
Oh boy. So anyway,
Oh, it's so upsetting.
getting good aside, it has great dialogue options.
It
The
does.
your decisions actually matter in this game and have real consequences, not just
Mhm.
like the illusion of change and the illusion of consequence like we've seen in so many other games. The graphics are actually really, really beautiful. The art style is beautiful, and just the idea that it's set in a very colonial, almost 17th century aesthetic, even though it's in a fantasy world, is just mind blowing. For me, and the price is not a 60. This is a $49.99 dollar game, which makes it even better. The idea that so much love and detail went into this particular project, and the price point is just is definitely a buy. If you like RPGs, if you like just games where you have strong story, strong dialogue options, and
It
strong combat, I would tell you to buy this. Definitely, this is definitely a buy for me.
it reminds me of Dragon Age. It has more Dragon Age features to it, but when you say that, when we say that the decisions you make matter, I mean they matter not only what you say, but who you take with you, like in your party, how you set it up, how you set up your, because they don't just freely give you points to just allocate wherever you want. You have to be very careful and meticulous as to how you set up your character, or you're just gonna die. So, I mean, it's a very intricate game. It's actually really, really cool. It's like a hybrid between Witcher and Dragon Age, which I love both of those games. So it's a really good game. It's definitely a buy.
All right. Hopefully, Drew, you'll get this game so you can join
Yeah,
us.
it sounds cool. You did confuse me when you first ever told me about it when you were playing it though, because I thought when you said Witcher, but with a party, I thought that you could have like a human party with you, but then I later on found out it was a NPC party.
Yeah.
Yep, that's my fault, man. My bad. Let's see here. All right, so we know that that's a buy. Next, we're gonna again talk about some silliness, but just like everything else, it's something that we definitely need to talk about. Okay, so this article is from The Heavy. Hasbro has just revealed Miss Monopoly, a reinvention of the classic designed to celebrate female inventors. Rather than being a cutthroat game of property building capitalism, Miss Monopoly instead requires users to invest in female inventors, backing such women who invented Wi-Fi, chocolate chip cookies, or solar heating. The more money they make, the more the player makes. Miss Monopoly, which is on our list of best new toys in 2019, comes with $20,580 in Monopoly money, which incidentally is the same amount of cash Hasbro is given to several female inventors aged 13 to 16 to get their own inventions off the ground. Okay, so
I
what
know
they're
there's
not
more to
telling
that
you,
than just that.
oh yes, there's so much more.
Okay.
So
Because so far it sounds great. I don't.
yes, doesn't it? It does. It definitely sounds great until you realize that the female players of this game start out with more money if you're a female playing the game, and you get more money when you pass go. Literally making the game, taking it from fair to completely unfair. And if you've ever watched our streams, you know that we play Monopoly with the kids, and that's our game. And I couldn't imagine, my daughter and my wife being able to just blow past me in the game simply by virtue of their genitalia rather than their roles and their decision making. It's actually kind of insulting.
Well, my problem is, what if you're so bad at it that you lose anyway? Like, what does that make you? Like, I mean, think about that. Like, at least when I lose at Monopoly, if I lose, it was okay, fair and square. You lost, I lost. It's cool. But imagine me just having a buku's amount of money and just losing the game. I would have some serious life questions after that.
Like how trash are you really?
Like, how garbage am I? And can I ever play this game again? Like, there would be so much, like, inward turmoil because I would just be like, but I had the advantage and I still lost. Like, what is my life right now? Like, I would not be okay with that. But then again, I'm the kind of person that's like, even if you're teaching me something, like when I first played video games, I wouldn't accept someone letting me win because that was insulting to my intelligence. Because to me, I'm like, either beat me fair and square until I get better, or don't play with me, because I don't want to feel like, to me, that's like telling me I'm not good enough, so I need a handicap. Like, I'm not game dyslexic. I can do this. It's okay. I don't need the handicap. I'm good. And that's coming from someone with dyslexia. So, I feel like I should be able to stand on my own 2 feet and be able to do it, and be able to play on an equal footing with anybody. So giving me an advantage is kind of insulting as well. I don't know. That's my opinion on it, though.
All right. Yeah, it's the idea of it sound cool. Like the part where it was saying it's teaching about the women inventors and stuff, which is very cool and educational. They should do more stuff like it. That's a nice, because Monopoly is known for gimmicks. They'll do Monopoly, Star Wars, and stuff like it. Like, it's they always doing like little stuff. So it's cool that they had a woman one.
Yeah.
But it's the only thing I say, like I said, is not cool is the go thing. Like when you go past go, I get 200 and you get 250 or something like it. Like, it's weird. It don't make any sense. The only way that it would make sense is if Monopoly, the original game, was like that towards guys. It'd be like guys get 200, 250, and girls only get 200. And then this game is made to be like, it's
Drew, that's
time.
Sexist. Why would you misogynist?
But it's not. So it ain't. So it's weird. So it's. I mean, that's the only reason that I'd say.
Honestly, I really think that they could have done better. Like, how the regular Monopoly has the cards, like the chance cards and I feel like you should have done that with more educational. So you could have made the cards like every female inventor, and then you get something that they invented, or some kind of money because of that. Yeah. Something educational. Like, you could have done that.
It's an easy fix. The only thing, like I said, the only problem that sound bad is that go past go thing, and it's just a weird money. Oh, they start out too. Well, it's like I say, it just all sound bad. The woman part is cool, like the women inventors and stuff. That's completely 100% awesome. Cool. Because I'm pretty sure it's got a bunch of stuff that women invented on it. I never even knew they did or something. So that's cool. But the money thing is very weird. But I wouldn't go crazy about it, because you know what I do if it's something I didn't want or didn't think I like, I just don't get it, and so I just be like. I just go whatever.
Well, I just think it's a wasted opportunity. It's something that it was a really good idea, because when he read it, I was like, "Yo, that's that's kind of bad. Like that's really cool.
Yeah, you were like, "Where's the bad part at?" Like,
Yeah, I was like,
and then all of a
what's
sudden it
wrong?
come in.
Like, I was like, tell me that's not it, because if that's it, I mean, I would totally go and buy that.
Yeah,
But
I wish.
and it's
yeah,
cool that they gave money away to the girls too, because I went and watched the
right.
video a while back when I heard about it, and I see they actually gave some money to like
Mm-hmm.
different female like young inventors and stuff. So I was like, they were doing really cool stuff. They just messed it up at that one part. It's like when they I don't know,
Yeah.
they did everything, but they just messed up the last part. Like,
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean,
Well, they messed up the actual gameplay part, the part that people actually are getting the game for, and that's to,
right.
to apparently be upset at their at the other players, because that's usually what we do in Monopoly.
yeah, people are using it on
Yell at
fences.
each
They
other.
arguing. Somebody flip over the
Yep.
table.
Yep.
People don't
That
talk to each
Monopoly
other.
will end friendships.
You making
It
weird
really will.
deals. Like, look, if I land on your spot, look, I'll give you half the money, and you can land on any of my spots. So you don't have to give me no money. Like, people be making up crazies. I'm like, good lord. Like, you on hard times. They ain't got no money.
You learn negotiation. This is why you
that's
play
what,
with your kids.
yeah, it is what it teach you, man. Or you can just be cutthroat. You be like, no, I want all your properties now. Put the money on the table. They just.
I hate you. I'm not talking to you for like the next week.
Whatever.
Don't talk to me.
You lost.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever finished a Monopoly game in my whole life, and I've been playing since I was a little kid, and I have
Yep.
not finished not one game ever because, first of all, it go too long. Second,
Yep.
somebody get mad, and third,
Mm-hmm.
it's just the mad stuff. I think that's it. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
people just get mad. It's like playing spades. It's just people just upset. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, it's a game. But no, back to the new one. I think that it's really cool that they're encouraging little girls to go into science.
Yeah.
I think that's really freaking awesome.
Definitely.
I loved science, but when I was younger, that wasn't something that was encouraged like that. They were kind of like, well, why don't you go into the medical field or this and that? And it's like, but I like science. Like, I would love to be able to learn more about it. I even joined like one of those summer programs for science for girls. So, I mean, that is really freaking cool. Like, I really enjoy that they did that. It's just, you know how nowadays people just kind of take it too far?
Like an overcorrection.
It's like, I think we went through the equality part already. I think that now we just need the opportunities. You know what I mean? The encouragement, telling little girls that you don't have to go into the medical field if you want to. You can become a scientist, and look how cool science is, and look what you can really do. And these are things that encourage little girls and boys. You know what I mean? My kid wants to be a scientist. He's determined to become a scientist. The other one wants to be a cop. I mean, it is what it is. But, you see the kids, and the encouragement comes from the schools, TV, all that. So I think that was a really good idea. I think that basically telling girls that we will give you more than boys, we will give you more opportunity than boys, we're going to make things easier on you, is not helping.
Yeah,
It's not helping.
It's not teaching them anything.
No, you're making it harder for the little girls when they grow up and realize, well,
That don't happen for
where's
real
my
at work.
where's my easy?
Where my
Where's
extra
my
$10
extra money?
at?
Ain't no easy mode in real life, boy. I tell you what.
Like, I know this guy's been in the field for like 25 more years than me, but why can't I make more money than him? I did in Monopoly. It confuses kids.
Yeah,
You shouldn't do that. Not if that's your goal. If your goal is to actually help these little girls expand their knowledge in science and probably, get them in a future where they become scientists, inventors. I mean, you should tell them how it truly is.
Yeah.
Give them that encouragement and send them on their way.
Another thing is too that it is a board game. Like, I'm talking about the company. They making a board game, and we can't look to them to be making anything to help anybody out anyway. They just know it's a money thing. That's all
Yeah,
it
they
is. There
know.
is
Yeah.
nothing else. So
Yeah, they know it's
we
the trend right now.
so we can't look at them to be like, come on, Monopoly, what are you doing? You supposed to be doing better. I'd be like, no, because
Well,
they
no, I mean,
they stole
even
Monopoly from somebody. They stole it from some woman. Like why don't you
but
tell that
that's the
story?
thing. It's like even as a board game standards, does it make sense? Because the
Nah,
whole
it
point
don't.
of the game is to give everybody an equal opportunity to win.
Playing shoots
If
and
you're giving
ladders.
someone an advantage, then well, what are you doing? What kind of game is that? Who's going to want to play that?
Yeah, you play like
It's
Candyland or
stupid.
shoots and ladders with your kid, and then your kid get an advantage because they're a kid. They're like, they get to
Right,
do
and
such and such. Like, you're
that's
like, what is
extremely
going on?
boring. It's like,
Yeah,
why do I want to play? So
it's
basically,
like
that Monopoly game is female only. So only
it's
girls can
like
play that.
yeah, that's like starting spades with 3 books off top.
It's like, here you go.
Automatic. Oh, that's gonna cause a lot of fights. There's gonna be some shootings
Yes.
at the table.
Yep.
You get one free reading egg every game too. Like
You know
you're
what I'm
like, come on,
saying?
what is going on?
You get to
Oh
you
man.
get to redo your books in the middle of the game. Like,
Yeah,
just be
if you
like, you
didn't
know
like your
what?
cards, you can go
I
to other
don't. I
people's hand,
don't.
take their
I
cards.
don't think I got eight books no more. I think we're gonna go with 4. Like, what? No.
You go to
Yeah.
I'll
No.
go to Jacob. I say Jacob. I'll just go over and look in his hand and be like, let me get this 2 right here. Give me
I'm
these
gonna need it right
jokers.
here.
I'm gonna give you this heart. Here you go.
Yeah. Thanks for
Just
the spade.
ridiculous. So it's
Nah.
safe to say that we'll probably be sticking to classic Monopoly.
I mean, at the most I'll do is the speed die. Just gonna kind of.
Or Mario
I'll do the
Party. How
Star
about that?
Wars.
I'll play some
Th-
Mario Party.
There we go.
That's my Monopoly.
There you go. But yeah. I don't know. I think that if you have a house full of girls, then that would be something you could buy. But just don't. You can't have a boy
But
play
then
that
it
because
wouldn't
it's
it
not
It's
just be the
fair.
regular
same as
Monopoly.
regular
Yeah,
Monopoly then?
it's
Yes,
regular
it would
Monopoly
be.
there.
You're
But
right.
then they probably start making rules. They'd be like, "Who's the prettiest?" And they like, "You get a really shitty amount of money."
I mean, that's not
I'm
in
the.
the rules, though, Drew.
I mean, but you know how people make up their own rules. She's like, "I'm the
They will,
coolest. I'm the
but I can't
coolest." So
blame
I get the extra $30. Like
can't
they just
blame
start.
Monopoly for that.
I can cook
Pretty
the best.
text.
They just sitting there making up new stuff. Reason why they gonna get more money.
Yep,
It's real.
pretty text.
All right, so let's move on to some TV shows. We'll hit on these real quick. Well, except for one. One we're gonna get into real heavy, but
Oh, I hope that's the one we talking about first. Oh, let's see.
okay, we can switch it up then. So,
I'm.
oh, what's up?
Oh no, I was gonna say. I forgot what order it was. No, you go ahead. The order you had it. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right, so first we're gonna talk about Netflix's Mindhunters. Season 2 has finally came out after all this time. Finally came out.
Yep.
So, we get to see our favorite FBI agents. We get to see old Bill Tench and Holden Ford interviewing these crazy serial killers, trying to figure it out. We get to see Wendy, basically keeping them straight, keeping them scientific, because she the only real scientist in the whole thing. And we're focusing on the Atlanta murders of the late '80s or early '80s, and we're also focusing quite heavily on the BTK killer. So, what did you guys think about Mindhunter season 2?
Um, I loved it, man. It was good like the first season. No complaints. I love that. Like the kind of reenactments they were doing because I seen like a side by side of like let's say like the Charles Manson interview, the real interview with the TV show, and it was like spot on. It was like weird. It was going back and forth, and it was showing. And I was like, they like really going into detail with it. Um, I don't have anything bad to say about the show except for the way it just went off. It's like when it went off out of nowhere, and it was like an episode short. It was missing one episode, and it just cut off. And I'm like, all right, like I don't know. It was just weird the way it cut off. That's the only thing I can say bad
Well,
about
they
it.
did that last season, I think.
No,
They
but last season it did cut off, but it cut off like a cliffhanger. Like the first season, it cut off like a cliffhanger. You knew it was the end. Like everything they were looking for, it
right.
kind of stopped. But this second season, the way it was weird. The way it just went off, and I was like,
Hmm.
huh? And I looked at the thing because I was like, oh, we missing an episode too. Because like I said, I think the first season is 10 episodes, and this one is 9. And I just didn't know what
Mm.
was going on. And I meant to look more into it, but I didn't. I don't know what happened with that. Like it was just weird. But other than
Mm.
that, everything else I loved about it. It was pretty good. Like I don't have anything bad to say about it.
Are are we allowed to do spoilers on this or?
Oh yeah. So this is your one and only warning about
Okay.
spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, you might want to leave this video, leave this podcast, come back on, and when you've seen it, and then join us for some more commentary. So go for it.
Yeah, because it's gonna be really hard to talk about this without spoiling it. I mean, it's gonna be rough. Um, I think there's so much that it would need to cover, but I think we could start at the beginning. Like they actually covered panic attacks. And how he reacted to it, and I think that now don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that the I forgot. Is it Holden?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's on the spectrum because of
Yeah.
the way he manages his emotions. Like he has them, but he's very confused as to what they are and why they're
Yeah.
there.
When I watched, sorry to butt in on you real quick, but you saying something that makes sense. And when I've seen the first season, I thought it was gonna turn out he was gonna be like a serial killer because he's like so weird. Like you just watching him,
Hmm.
he's weird. But sorry, you can go ahead.
Yeah, you right. And the more you see him, the more you talk to him. Like when he had that panic attack, he was like, "What just happened?" And he was talking to people, and it's really funny the way the people around him view him. They're like, "He's a genius, but but y'all need to watch him because he kind of has little outbursts." And try to keep him on track. It's like you put 2 babysitters on him because he's brilliant, because he's truly fascinated by this, but I swear he's on the spectrum because there's just he doesn't take social cues at all. Like that one time where he went to the captain's retirement dinner.
Oh yeah,
Oh, it was just like, dude,
that dude
don't
don't
you
like
get
you.
any cues? Like none. Just let it go. But nope. Like it's just a big nope. He does what he wants, and I think that's one of the things that the show brought onto the table. That I think that he might have been autistic, and he's just
Yeah,
brilliant. He's
it was before
really good
anybody
at
knew
his
what
job.
autistic was or something. Maybe.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
back then they
something
didn't know
definitely
what that
wrong with him.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's number one. That's one of the things. They also cover the anxiety part of that, which that was also pretty new. You know, panic attacks and all that, because so that was interesting. They gave him value.
Yeah, it was funny how his partner like was downplaying it, like stop being a baby. Like he was like, you better man
Yeah,
up. Like he just he was
he
like,
has
dude,
no.
he been in the hospital for a couple days straight. Like something obviously
It's
wrong
like,
with him.
yeah, he's like, you got your crap together. All right, let's go. Can you dress yourself? Like he was just like he was like
He's
he's
like
the kind of
somebody.
dude that will bottle his emotions to the point of explosion. he just pushes it down and down until it just explodes.
Yeah.
And I really want to cover, once I've gotten through that, I want to cover, oh man, what is his name, Jake?
Bill.
I want to cover his life, because his life got real complicated, like, in this series. Like, once we get to that, I'm going to let someone else talk, but once we get to that, I have some things to say about his wife. So many
All right,
things.
so getting into that, piggyback on what you talking about, I enjoyed the fact that they actually touched upon my hometown, because I'm an Atlanta native, and I remember that for a long time Wayne Wiggins was the boogeyman, like, and then to come to find out that he's just this little, really effeminate, weak.
Hey there.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing, fellas.
Just dude.
Yeah, he's hilarious. I'm
I
sorry.
want to give y'all something to eat since y'all was following me. Like, what?
Oh no, I
He
don't have a
was
dog.
something.
FBI walking his house. I thought you didn't have a dog. Well, that's my dad's dog. Like he's ridiculous, man. Like it's not funny in the real stuff he was doing to people, but just him. He is a character, man. I don't know what's up with him.
They did a fantastic job with casting.
Yeah, dude,
this
just
dude.
like him.
He looked just like him. Like, it was like uncanny. But yeah, I really enjoyed this season. I wish that they would have done more with the BTK killer, because they've been dropping hints about him through the entire season. How he's a ADT installer.
Yeah.
And he's
His wife, bruh.
I know his wife was killing me.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord, she walked in on him.
She caught him.
Oh, bro.
She gave him a book about sexual deviancy and made him sleep on the couch.
It was funny when she called him, because his first thing, he's like, "I was just playing, baby." Like that's your get. I guess that's a get out of any kind of trouble card right there. I was just playing, baby, and then she gone. She bounced.
Yep.
It was funny that she put him on the sofa. I'm like, yeah, we gotta call her. Well, you can't call police on somebody for something like that. Yeah.
Nah, she gave him books. I was done.
A good wife. You know what a good wife would have done, don't you?
What she would did?
She would went in there and start strangling him, and there you go, get him off. That's what she did. Help him out.
I know, right? This woman screaming and running away like she caught an intruder.
Yeah,
what you doing?
He into a weird kink. She could have helped him out.
Okay, so now we got to talk about the realness. So my man Tench was dealing with it this season, because he is basically raising a serial killer in training.
Yeah.
And I just need to know, on a scale of 0 to Skylar White, how terrible is his wife?
Skylar White.
I don't think I don't think nobody's still on her level. I think his wife.
At least Skylar stayed. Nah.
The way that they played her, I mean, like I said, I don't even know if that happened for real. I'm guessing, because I'm thinking everything on this show is supposed to be kind of, real stuff. And I'm wondering if that happened for real. I need to look it up. Because if it did, I'm like, holy crap. Like, what's the chances of that? Like, you starting this serial killer trying to catch them, and then your son is like serial killer and starting, like, it's weird. So, and his wife.
He had a Manson vibe, if you will, because the little boy didn't actually kill anybody.
Yeah.
He just suggested that they put him.
You never know. Yeah, he might be the boss.
Like, he was just kind of like.
Yeah. He the kid pin.
I mean, and the thing is, like, the mom was such a hindrance. Like, she was just. Like, he started opening up to his dad, was like, and it was weird the way she was. Like, she's like, I know that you have this really important job that potentially saves, like, hundreds of people, but my feelings and the things I need, and it was about her, and it was just.
and we need to move, and we need to get another house, and it's
She
like,
felt some type of way.
Well, I can understand like on that side. Like I say, this is what I say. I don't think she more real than a lot of when they be making characters on TV because a lot of people do just care about themselves, and that's what she do. I mean, she worried about the kid, which is the motherly thing. She like a lot of parents, a male or a female parent that just like don't see their kid being a problem, like both of them were, and then uh she's sitting there and she's just like, we need to move. We need to go here. We need to do this. Let's just start over. Let's quit your job, which is all bad stuff. But that's what, couples do. You got to sit there and y'all sit down and be like, this is why I can't leave. We can't just leave because maybe we just bought the house and we ain't got no money to leave. Or this is close to my job that I've been at for 15 years to move up. Then maybe she can be like, okay, but she won't having none of it. Like she knew what she wanted and he won't really paying it. I mean, he was running himself back and forth doing the stuff, but it was weird. It was
he
like
had a job that he had to finish. He also told her, when I am done catching this lunatic who is killing little boys, then we will talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but when she married him, she knew what man she married. She knew this man had a job to do. I mean, if you can't take care of the kid, because that is the only thing she did, okay, she had no job, no other responsibility except home and child.
Yeah.
And that's it. That was your only freaking job. Yeah. So where were you when your child was getting in trouble?
I just hate how she walked out on him and then left him with the little baby bed. Like she couldn't even leave him.
Like that was the most horrific thing.
It was
and took his son.
But like I said, to be the worst, I couldn't put on the worst character still. I could see that happen and be like, yeah, she overreacted by bouncing out. Like the man just finished the case. He got home. Everything probably been better. And he's just like, oh, they gone. Like he's just looking around like, oh, they gone. And, but like I say, I can understand why she's doing it because she just like a lot of parents. The kid is bad. Me personally, if my kid hadn't done so, I'm like, I'm sorry, you got to go. Like y'all got somewhere to put him because I can't have him in the house with me. I could not have no killer in the house with me. I don't care. Like I know some people like he's just my baby, and it was I'm like, nah, dude, you gotta go. I can't.
I mean, she was trying to just deny the whole situation. She didn't want him in therapy. She didn't want him. Like she was trying to normalize what had happened, and it's like you can't. This kid is damaged at this point. Like he needs help. He needs you. He needs a therapist. He needs somebody to be there and talk to him and explain why certain things are not right. And she's just
still taking him to the park like it's all good. And it's just like, oh my God.
And then go and get mad at the mom because the mom seen him like, go play with that little girl. And the mom was like, hey, honey, let's go. And then she looking at him like, how dare you take your daughter away from my son who had something to do with a baby being killed. I'm like, get out of here.
Right.
Like,
now here's the only part that I was like really differing with everybody on this entire season with especially in that particular subplot. So they like blaming this little boy and they blaming the other little kids that, that was, being too rough with the baby. But I'm like, why? How did you lose your whole baby?
Come on, man. We know this is better. This is the olden days too.
But but this was a toddler.
It was a toddler. It wasn't like no real kid. It was,
maybe we don't know. I don't know. Like I say, it's weird. Maybe they was like, hey, we'll watch your kid for you, Miss Sally. Who knows? I don't know what happened.
Miss Sally messed up.
I don't know how it could have happened. I don't know if they just went and snuck and took the kid from where did they say? From the playground? Where did they get their kid from?
I don't know, but they ended up in that house. Like, it's like, how?
Ended up in the house, but I was trying to remember if they said the kid got taken away from, like, they were all at the playground or they were somewhere together and they snatched that kid up. I can't remember.
Well, it was their son's idea to take it to the house because remember that was her house.
Yeah, they had the key. He knew where the key was and the code and all that. He knew
the code, and
then when they killed the kid, then he the one who they said was like, put it on the cross and this and that, and
he'll come back
to life and all. Like, yeah.
See, this is what Christianity does.
Oh
They
Lord.
tell you Jesus comes back, and
And
he
you-
was trying to bring Jesus back
well,
and make the toddler Jesus, and it didn't work out.
so he's the
So
devil.
I can
Devil first.
we can safely assume and say that everybody enjoyed Mindhunters season 2.
Yeah.
So if y'all
Oh, we got to say one more character real quick.
go for
Oh
it.
yeah, there's
Charles
more.
Manson is the biggest, goofiest,
Fraud.
losers. Like he the biggest loser I've ever seen in my life. Like it's just, hey man,
Them
I like your
glasses, though.
glasses. Get the glasses. They leave. He come. Hey,
Stole the
Charles
glasses.
stole your glasses. We put him in. We gonna put him in the hole. And dude was like, what the? He was like,
Gave it
like,
to him.
I gave him glasses. Like it just showed what kind of person he was. Like it was weird.
Yeah, it
like,
was really good. Yeah, that was him, and I mean the two best characters so far for me were Manson and well, I mean from this season, not
yeah,
last season. You know who it was, but
yeah, that
from
big
this
guy.
season,
Kimber.
yeah. But from this season, that the one in Atlanta, I mean that dude was a trick. He was something. I mean, he drove them around to get them food. He's like, you guys must be tired following me around all day.
No, you
Here
gotta
you
try to do
go.
the voice, Sadi. Come on, try to
I can't do
voice.
that.
Do it.
I
Just
can't.
give
I
us
can't
one
speak
time.
pedo. It's not my thing.
You got to do it though. You got
Hey
to.
guys, he said, look like you guys were hungry. All that chasing you doing. And then later on,
You sound like what's that old man that talk about popsicles?
Herbert the pervert.
Yeah, that one.
No, he's just
I
like,
got popsicles.
no, that's my daddy's dog. That ain't my dog.
That ain't my dog. They be like, dude, you know what we talking about. You got a dog in the perimeter
Boy.
of you, like it's somewhere near you. Like,
Well,
was
like I
And
told
then-
you before, I'm just going to meet a lady to hear her singing voice. Like what?
it's 3:00 in the
He
morning.
just kept making excuses.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I have to bring up one more character. The new leader of the FBI.
I love him.
Love him. He is great.
That dude
He
had
just
juice,
showed
boy.
up like All Might. He was like the All Might of the show. He would just show up and just like, I am here to save the day. It's like,
He's like,
why
yeah.
are you
I just
here?
love how he go to each individual agent. Hey man, I'm gonna need you to watch Holden.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
And they
I think
it's
he's
just
very
all about
valuable
them.
to the team. I just need you to put a leash on him.
Oh man.
He's a funny dude.
He
It was one more
was.
person on there. Something happened. I can't. Oh, the woman FBI. Well, she ain't an FBI agent, but the doctor lady, I guess, psychologist.
Yeah.
I loved her in the first season. I like her in this one too. But it was weird where when she was with that lady, the one
Yep.
part that I was just like that made me go, what the hell, is when the lady told her, hold on. She ran downstairs to go talk to the husband, and he's just like, oh hey, you got anybody better? She's like, no. Or you seeing anybody? Or no. What he said is, she said, I got somebody I'm dating. I want
I
to
have a
introduce
friend.
to the
No,
kid.
I have a friend. She didn't say dating.
Oh,
I have
okay,
a friend.
Well, whatever. And then he was like, are they special or serious or something? And she was like, no. And the woman just sitting there and she sneak out the back. I'm like, why? You know she talking to the man. Like, you know people have problems. And
Because
they
she
have
didn't want. I mean, once she was like, he was like, I don't want you introducing him to anyone. Then it was time to go. I mean, I understood why she left because it was time to leave.
No.
Like that was
She
important.
left. That ain't why she left. She left.
She didn't want to be the side piece.
She did. No. It was because she got mad that the girl was lying to the boyfriend. Called and said that she was just a friend. And then was she serious? Were they serious? No. She like, why couldn't she understand that she lying to the ex? So just so she can get a kid and go and do what she got to do. Like
Well, she was lying for more than that reason. I mean, think about it.
Yeah, she was mad for more than that.
She wouldn't have been able to see her kid probably because she's a liar, but also she would have had more problems because if you really, really think about it, she had everybody got to live their life the way they see fit, to be happy or whatever.
But she's a hypocrite.
But real talk, she left her whole husband and child.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was tired of it. Like it was interesting.
I can understand it completely, but like I said, that's the only thing. Like if
well,
I'm
she
talking, Oh, go ahead.
she was telling her, like, you've got to be more open about yourself. She
Yeah.
was telling her, live your life, blah, blah, blah. Lies are not necessary. You just got to
But that
be
woman is a
free and all that. And it was
psychiatrist and
bullshit.
smart, and she know that sometimes you have to put on a show for somebody to just some things you have to do that too. And I can understand why she did it, but I don't understand why she, like I say, it was just seemed like some drama for a show for her to go running like,
Mm,
oh no, I'm leaving, I gotta go because she said I won't. I'm just a friend and I'm not special. Run off. Like I say, because I can understand
well,
why that woman would have to
remember, like,
lie.
she was literally trying to stop her son from going upstairs just because she was there.
Yeah,
And
because
more
she
importantly,
probably
she went off on her after she had asked her if she wanted to move in. Like she had a whole fit. A
Yeah.
whole fit.
And you remember she also said, "Hey, she lied about it. She was like, I'm going to move upstate New York where it's really nice, and
Oh
she
no, the
was she
reason
was
she had to
just
fit about her moving with her is because she said she tried to say she's gonna move her in the side room. She was like, "If we move to y'all, I want to be in this room, not no side room." That's what that was
right.
about. That wasn't a
And that's the thing. So she had a whole fit about that, but then she's going to
Yeah, but I think
she
once
would
they
she was
got serious, I think she would have told him about it. But like I say, I can understand. I can see like the best way to put it is like one of my friends. Let's say I don't want to use anybody's real name, so I'll say John. My friend John. He's got a baby mama. he know like he know that his baby mama, like he sees his kid, she brings him to her, they being cool, but the second he know that his baby mama know he got a new girlfriend, she gonna start acting funny because he got a chick. So what he do is don't tell about his chick. Who is that girl? Oh, it's just what's the name? It's Drew's friend right there or something. She go, oh, okay, because the second she find out, she like, well, guess what, I ain't bringing the kid. Like she just start being funny. That's what I think
That's real.
the dad would have did. That's the only thing I seen. But I'm saying that the woman shouldn't have got mad. The
But that's the thing,
psychiatrist
like,
lady.
so she's never going to be part of the family because
No,
the
she
son's
would.
gonna go
I
home.
think she would.
Yeah, the son will go home and be like, "Hey, mommy's got a girlfriend," and then the father is gonna be like, "You lied to me," and then she's not gonna get to see her son anyway.
But it
So
would have been
the only way to
something
get
that would have happened later on, I guess. I don't know, but
Probably.
I can see why they had to lie, and I
I
think she
think that it was
stopped him.
just too complicated for her. And I think that was her right to decide whether it was too complicated for her. Because the one girl presented herself a certain way, and that's what she liked about her, that she was free and not afraid of anything. And then she turns around and does that, and it's like, oh, you're not who I thought you were. You're not free and unafraid. You're afraid of this situation, and it was too much for her. It was, and she made a choice. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like it was up to
All
her to decide if she wanted to deal with that situation or not.
right, right. All right, so let's get to our next series. What I really wanted to talk about.
Oh, that
Boy.
wasn't it.
We them boys.
Oh Lord.
So let me
Itchy
I know, right? Let me get to the synopsis of this real fast.
Oh, come on.
I know, right? And then we'll get through it. All right. So, whew, The Boys is set in a universe where superpower people are recognized as heroes by the general public and owned by a powerful corporation, Vought International, which markets and monetizes them. Outside of their heroic personas, most are arrogant and corrupt. The series primarily focuses on two groups: the Seven, Vought International's premier superhero team, and the titular Boys, vigilantes looking to keep the corrupted heroes under control. The Boys are led by Billy Butcher, who despises all superpowered people, and the Seven are led by the egotistical and unstable Homelander. As a conflict ensues between the two groups, the series also follows the new members of each team: Huey Campbell of the Boys, who joins the Vigilantes after his girlfriend is killed when one of the Seven, A-Train, collides with her at super high speed, and Annie January, Starlight of the Seven, a young and hopeful heroine forced to face the truth about the heroes she admires. All right, so let's
I
get
think
into it.
you should probably go first on it, Jacob.
All right, so I have been a fan of this particular comic book series because this series, which is on Amazon Prime, started out as a comic book series by Garth Ennis, and I fell in love with the characters. I fell in love with the overall world that they live in which superheroes are essentially on the level of professional athletes. That's the best way that you can really quantify their celebrity status in the world. And just watching the series, even though it takes a lot of different turns than the books, there's definitely some changes in the overall formation of the boys and how they operate. For the most part, the spirit of the story is intact, and really the overall theme or themes of the series are definitely intact in the show. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the casting, especially the seven. I really enjoyed who they got to play certain characters, like Queen Maeve. I love the actress they got to play her. The actor that they got to play Homelander, spot on. I love the fact that they revamped the character of the Deep to just being this goofy, like almost boy band type guy. And I really enjoy just the dialogue, like the way the series is written. You can tell that, the writers were fans of the comic book because of just the way that the back and forth of the dialogue goes. As far as the boys are concerned, casting was spot on. Billy Butcher being portrayed by Carl Urban, fantastic. Laz Alonso as Mother's Milk, great casting choice. The kid they got to play Huey, really good casting choice. Frenchie and the female, they definitely were really good casting choices. So overall, I mean, as far as the plot is concerned and everything, I enjoyed it. If there is an option to buy this on Blu-ray, I'm definitely going to pick that up. Just because it's something that I would love to go back and watch in like a year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You want to go, Sadi?
Nah, you can go first.
Um, like Jacob said, I've known about the comics, and I'd never read them, but it's one of those things where you know all the stuff about it. So I started to get into them and read about them before the show came out, and when the show came out, I heavily enjoyed it. It's really good. It's nice to see all these archetypes of superheroes we know being bad, and it's just funny because they're superheroes, but they're not good at being superheroes either. Like when you look at them for
No.
real, like they're horrible, and especially in the comics they are. But in the TV show so far, they pretty bad at stuff they be doing, and
Yep.
I like everybody that got cast in here. Like that Mother's Milk though, man, that is like perfect. I was like, that dude was
He's
made for that.
funny.
Like he looks, yeah, like he's so cool. Like they made him so chill and everything. I'm loving. I love Frenchie.
Yes.
The female, she okay, but first season right now, I'm not like she ain't my favorite or nothing like that. Like I hope in second season or something. Like I know it'll build up even more, but right now she ain't. To me, she ain't the top one. Butcher, I'm cool with him. He's not comic book butcher. Comic book butcher kind of a D head. Like this one ain't. He a D head, but he a D head the bad guys, which ain't. So it ain't that bad. But what's the main guy's name we follow all the time?
Huey.
Yeah, him.
Huey.
He all right, but no, I was saying him. He's all right. He ain't the like I'm saying. I like his character and stuff, but I'm just saying as out of all the
He
characters, like
grows.
the female, I'm like whatever, and he's just the everyman. He's the one we all supposed to be in his position, watching like everything going on, and then the people in the seven love all them, man. Like the little Aquaman guy. Like I said, I don't remember people.
The Deep.
So I'm just calling them who they are. Yeah, the Deep.
The Deep.
Hilarious. Yeah, the Deep. hilarious, and he's like the Yamcha of the team. And,
he is the Yamcha of the team.
and he's starting to try. I just love the scenes where he's trying to save animals, and it just keep going bad, and you feel
He
bad
really
for him.
does.
And then he got Me Too'd at one point.
I mean, that was earned though. He earned that one.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, but it's just
He
funny.
earned that.
And then
He messed up.
the Invisible Guy was hilarious. Like,
Oh
Oh
yeah,
my God.
he was
translucent.
a straight pervert, man. He
Translucent.
always if you a woman and you in a bathroom at any time, just swing your hand out in a random direction. You might punch him because he up in there, somebody watching you butt naked. And
Yep.
I love what is the Wonder Woman's name? I forgot.
Queen Maeve.
Queen Maeve, great character. I like her a whole lot, and I can see them building on her. Who else? Oh, A-Train. I love how cocky. Like, I love that everything they did about A-Train. Like,
You mean Deion
That
Sanders?
scene in the hospital.
You can't,
yeah.
you can't tell me A-Train wasn't
hospital.
Deion Sanders, bro.
Every cocky person ever. Homeboy that was in basketball. There was he changed his name, Meta World Peace.
Yeah.
He just everybody that's cocky. But he's hilarious. Like it's
Stupid.
perfect. I know people were like I didn't hear it much, but I know somebody said something about him making A-Train be black. But it's like they changed the D from being black to white, so it's like whatever. And it's perfect though. I don't know. I can't see anybody else being A-Train. Like that dude killed it. Like he is great.
He
man.
did.
And
He did a really good job.
Who else from the 7? I'm gonna do what's name last. He might be the one next. The main
Noir is in there.
Oh, Noir. Yeah, he ain't doing. But I like Noir, and he's like he's cool.
He just does his job. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what he do.
He's just happy with him because he does his job. Yeah, nobody.
Yep, that's all he do.
He's just chilling. Ain't saying nothing as usual. Just chill, straight chill. And
like when the girl was talking to him and she was like, "Hey," and he just like grunts at her and walks off. Just like Jesus.
Yeah, he's great right now. And then
he is
the last guy who's the main.
You got Starlight.
7. Oh, Homelander.
Well, yeah, Starlight. Yes, I like her. She right there with the Huey thing. Like she the person I guess we watch as the audience and being there with her. Like, holy, what am I? Look at this crap I got into. Like, I think
it's her character is interesting mainly because she's like one of those Southern Belle, really Christian,
debutante, Christian girls. Yeah.
And just like her whole world collapses.
Yeah,
those
it does.
pageant girls.
Yeah, collapses around her. Like she's slowly just like that's why I say her and Huey are pretty much there for us as the audience. Like they the ones who bring us in, and you like what is going on? Like it's just crazy. But what's the leader of the 7? Homelander. I love they got my boy playing him who was from Banshee. If you ain't never seen that show, go watch it. Greatest fight scenes in a TV show ever. It's on Banshee. But that guy, I love him, man. Like he goes from being smiling and acting like he's just a goody two shoe, and he will change his face to straight lunatic. I don't want nothing to do with this dude at all. Face in a second, like it's crazy.
Yep, he is scary.
Yeah, he's scary in the thing that like he make you imagine like what if it really was a Superman type person on Earth and it's no other super like it's nothing you can do to him. Like he's a prick, man.
He is.
I love the way he talks to everybody. I love how he talks to people. Like he talks to you like if you say anything that he don't like in his
he'll
presence,
kill you.
He laser to your face.
Yeah, he gonna laser beam you.
Like when he was scolding the Deep.
Yeah.
Oh God, he was scolding the whole crew. He's like, "Now we don't have to talk about this again. Now do we, Deep?"
I love that when he's in the room talking to everybody. He's like, "You doing this? You doing this? You doing?" He's like, "Black
Not you,
Noir."
Noir.
He said, "I love you, man. You doing good."
You're freaking great.
And I love when he's talking to like people in the public. He's doing the Keanu Reeves. He's like, "You're great and you're the best." And no, you're the hero. And this, I like this dude is hilarious, man.
Yep.
You know, you know who he reminds me of? You ever have that coach in school who, like, if you was doing like real good, like, you know, you running the laps and everything, he'd be like, "Good job, man, good job,
Yeah.
great hustle." And then like there'd be that one kid that's just like screwing up on the field. And he'd be like, "You get yourself over here!" Like he'd be like, you know, he just completely changed.
Yeah, but
Yep.
all like I say, man, there's so many characters in it. All of them are different. Nobody's the same. Everybody got their own personality. It's great.
Yep.
Like I love everybody. Like
But for the most part, everybody's crappy. Like
yeah,
it's just like everybody is crappy in their own way.
yeah,
It's very interesting.
yeah. It is. Like I said, it's a great show, and I can't wait for season 2. And I hope it go on for a bunch of seasons. But I want it to go on
Yep.
for. If it go on for long, I want it to stay good. I don't want it to go on long and turn to
Yeah,
crap
go on too long. Yeah.
because I hope they dive into the stuff that was in the comics, like the fake X-Men team and the fake
Mhm.
Avengers and
And
the
the
fake.
Nazi team.
Yeah, man, they need. I hope, man. I'm just praying they jump into that stuff, man.
Well, they've
It is gonna be
already
great.
changed the story from the comics, so we'll
Yeah, so
Yeah,
see.
that may or may
They
not happen.
completely switched the story. Because that's
Yeah.
the thing,
yeah,
like at the end with Homelander, you're just like,
yeah.
what the
I mean, that's a big.
hell? Like,
It's a lot of stuff they changed. Like some people, like it's been a male female swap out for character,
mm-hmm,
and they have changed a lot of story. Um,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
but I think like even the villains on here, the reason the villains are coming is a completely different way than the other thing. I'm guessing the villains. Can we talk about spoilers or no spoilers
Well,
for
let's
this?
not get into too much
Okay.
spoilers, but what we can say, because I know where you're going with that, the thing, and I agree with you to a certain extent, because the thing that kind of put me off to the show a little bit, not enough for me to not watch it, but
Yeah.
enough for me to like pause, is the idea that only America has heroes. Like that's
Yeah.
completely antithetical to what's going on in the comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
like I
mean, it
say, that.
makes for good television, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's rough when you know.
Yeah, it's doing weird TV stuff. Like it's doing that thing where some, like I say, it's perfect, and I recommend. How you doing your little vote the rating? I'd say stream it and buy it. Like you do both of them,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
it's just great. Like, but it's just weird when TV shows do change because this TV show got a lot of changes, but I don't mind them. But it's like that one right there is one, and it's just like some other little stuff, and you'd be like, how's this going to affect some other stuff for the season 2 and 3 and stuff like that? Like I'm wondering how it's going to affect it.
Yep. Well, I was gonna get to it chapter 2 and some other things, but I think we're gonna save that for the next episode because
Yeah.
we got some stuff we got to talk about, and we're gonna have to put that for the next episode. But I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed the podcast with y'all today. So let's do our outros. You know where to find us. You can find us on all social media, 8-Bit Heroes. That's usually either 8- or 8_heroes, 8_bit heroes. That's on Twitter, Facebook, BitChute, Minds, YouTube, Snapchat, Instagram, basically any type of social media, we're on it. You can find us. Drew?
I want to recommend some video games real quick before I go. Definitely check out Remnant. Great game. And the 19th is going to be like I say, a whole new patch of stuff. Monster Hunter, if you play Monster Hunter World, jump back into it because that expansion came out and it is great. Like I'm loving it. Like I'm enjoying being back in Monster Hunter and it's the best. And then Division 2 people next month they are doing a whole lot of changes to make it better because it's been a little dried out up in there. So they fixing a bunch of stuff. So that's it.
All right.
What you got, Risa?
I don't have anything to say. I'm not interesting like y'all. Enjoy y'all's day, night, whenever you hear this.
Well, you ain't gonna tell them about your new podcast, the Saudi Dream podcast?
That's never gonna happen. I'm kind of glad that y'all hadn't pushed me to scaring Sadi no more.
Oh, I mean, oh yeah. By the way, everybody, new episodes of Scaring Sarisa coming soon.
That wasn't an invitation
Sound
for
like
you
you
to
acting
do
for
this.
Yep, it's gonna be terror time. I'm trying to tell you. All right, so
I
Why
want to
you
also
do this to me?
one more podcast. I forgot. I was hoping to catch Sadi's other podcast she got too, the one with
Oh,
her
no.
and Tethered Jacob. That's gonna be a great listen.
Jacob. No, that's oh God. You're gonna give me nightmares. I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night and stab him. Just
for all the uninitiated, that's a Us reference. I know. Some of our listeners might not have seen that. It is a Negro movie, so I understand how you may have
oh
missed
my
it.
God. Nope. You put that away.
Well, you know what that means, audience. Jacob said
I feel like if you die, Jacob, I feel like you need to go haunt Drew because he's
I mean,
the
I
one
ain't
that
gonna be
deserves
dead.
this haunting.
I'm gonna just be in a basement for a while, and I'm gonna have to come up on Drew and be like, "Once upon a time,
I got stabbed.
there was a shadow,
Oh
and
my
it was
God!
me."
Stop it! It's so creepy.
when you did a podcast.
Oh man, but yeah, guys, we appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and we'll get with y'all next week. Pay attention to our other shows that we have coming out through the week. We have various YouTube videos. We do a live stream almost every day. Maybe we might miss like maybe one day or two, but for the most part, we live stream every day. If you want to hear our more serious topics, listen to our show, We Need to Talk. If you want to just laugh with us on a weekly basis, watch the podcast. If you want to see Sadie get scared out of her mind playing survival horror games in VR,
Or not.
check out Scaring Sarisa. And if you
Don't
want to
make me
see
do
us
it.
school these young kids, on what real gaming is about, check out our live streams over the weekends and Meet the Millers. So with that being said, we'll see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.
Holla.
Don't watch Scaring Cerisa so I don't have to do it. All right. Bye
You
bye.
doing it. Face it.
No.